Hi, I'm Paige Bartholomew, and today I'd like to talk about the 4 levels of the heart. This information comes from ancient Sufi teachings, and if you've ever read any poems by the poet Rumi, then you've had a taste of Sufism. It's an exquisitely beautiful path that is designed to teach us how to love and how to walk through the evolutionary steps of our heart. First level of the heart is called ego. We all know what an ego is, and we all have one. And an ego is not a bad thing. But it is only the first level of the heart, and so it's incomplete. The ego in us says, I need mine. I need to get my needs met. And you're in my way. And so I need to get through you to get my needs met. I need to make this money, and I have a way to finagle it out of you, and so I'm going to do whatever I have to do to make my money, to make my living, even if it means hurting others in the process. This is a place where there is a lot of victim-perpetrator games. There is a mentality of either or. Either I am the perpetrator that is running over someone else, or I'm the victim that has been run over. And when we stay in this place, we don't find healing because we continue to loop and loop and loop in these stories of victim, perpetrator, I, me, mine, I need mine, and I didn't get mine. And there's a lot of anxiety in this first level of the heart. Having these needs and focusing on these needs in the way that the ego does causes us to feel anxiety because we fear that we may not get those needs met. There's a lot of suffering in the ego. There's a lot of anger in the ego. If it manifests that way, you can see anger here in the ego. And the boundaries are very hard. So if the person needs to say no to something, they say it like this: no! You can feel the energy of that. It may even have jarred you when I said it. I know it jarred me. It's a harsh no that's willing to hurt the other person in order to get my needs met. I'm willing to hurt you in order to protect me because I'm scared. This is the first level, called the ego. The second level is called the heart. And when we even say that word, we can feel that we move down from the head down into the chest space, and that there's a softening, there's a warmth that happens. Heart. Heart. And from this level, we find empathy. When the person shifts into the next evolutionary level of the heart, called heart, she begins to see the other as someone who is important. She begins to have empathy for the other person's experience. So if I need something and you need something, and I'm living in the second level of the heart, then I would say, let's work together to see if we can get both of our needs met. Right? It's not. This level is not complete. It's only the second level, even though it's a vastly more beautiful level than the first. It's not complete because in this level, the second level, we're more prone to compromise and say, well, okay, I'll give up this if you give up that. And that's a beautiful thing because I'm willing to give something up for you, right? So that's expressing how I care about your needs being met. When we give something up, we're not living fully and completely. So we want to keep going. There's still some victim-perpetrator mentality in the second level of the heart, and there is still some fear and anxiety. We don't see as much anger because we're not motivated to run over each other, but we do still see quite a bit of anxiety of, am I going to get my needs met here? Can I trust you? That sort of thing. So the third level of the heart in the human being is called soul. And in this level, when you say the word soul, you can feel the energy move from your heart and expand outward. Soul, the main quality that we see in the level of the soul is love. Now, this quality of love is different from the second level in that I can see you as in being as just as important as me. In the third level of the soul, we want everybody's needs to be fully met. I want my needs to be fully met. I want your needs to be fully met. And compromise just doesn't feel right anymore. So this is a very advanced level of the human being. Here in the third level of the soul is where people begin to develop a real sense of self-responsibility. This is where they drop the perpetrator-victim story and begin to understand that I create my own experience. You are a mirror for me. You are still other than me. You're over there and I'm over here. But you are now a mirror for me, and everything that you do is a signal for me to look inside myself. Everything that happens outside of me, I understand from this third level of the soul that really it's all happening inside of me and being projected out there. So there is no really, you're beginning to get a sense that there is no out there. There is only in here. In the third level of the soul, we begin to lose our anxiety because I'm not worried about what you're going to do to me anymore. Because whatever you do to me, I know it's just me doing it to me. It's a reflection. You are a reflection of myself. But I still see this dichotomy in terms of seeing that you are you and I am me. And so there's still a very subtle split between us, a very subtle separation. The fourth level of the heart is called the unity. What we find in the unity is a total collapse of all separation. We begin to see that not only is my brother equal to me, but my brother is in fact me. And there is no out there, and there is no anywhere. There is only one thing, and it's not even in here. It's non-local. Unity is very hard to talk about unless you've tasted it. But I'm willing to bet that many of you watching this video understand what I'm talking about and have tasted it. These distinctions are important for people of the love to hear about because we aren't readily exposed to these teachings. But we're on this path, and we're doing this, and we are evolving into these stations of the heart. And so we need this knowledge. When a person reaches the unity, this is where all of the illusions begin to break down. All of the fear ceases. And what we're left with is a feeling of total certainty. Certainty of who I am, certainty of why I'm here, certainty of what exactly this world is. And when we have that knowledge, we're even beyond the place of saying, well, I'm creating all of this outside of me so I can manifest this or manifest that. We're beyond the place of saying, well, I'd like to give you your needs and I'd like to give me my needs. It's beyond that. We come to a place where your needs are my needs. Where your suffering is my suffering. If you have a need and somehow that need can get met, it feels like I am meeting my own need through you. Because I am them, and they are me, and we are one. And there is only one. There is no out there. There is only one. And it is non-local. It isn't anywhere in this 3D world. But we are it. There is no difference between you and me. In a very real sense. The people that talk about unity, it's not just flowery, pretty language. Oh, we're all one. This is very literal stuff. We know that trying to address the insanity on the planet from the first two levels of the heart doesn't work. We've been doing that. We've been living from the level of compromise. We've been living, trying to work things through from the level of ego. And that absolutely doesn't work. Compromise doesn't work. Victim-perpetrator doesn't work. Even seeing, well, okay, I see that you need this and I need that, so let's compromise and I'll give something up for you if you give something up for me. This is compromise, not transformation. What we're looking for on the planet now is full transformation. We need to overhaul this whole thing. And how that's going to happen is coming from the level of the soul and from the level of the unity. The way we're going to get that done is by helping people raise their consciousness through the levels of the heart. When we do our personal work and we walk through the 4 levels of the heart, the changes are going to automatically happen on the planet because people will begin to start coming together from the level of the soul and the level of the unity. The changes will automatically occur. We don't have to struggle. We don't have to fight. We don't have to bicker with one another, and we don't have to compromise. And as we evolve through the stations of the heart, ego first, heart second, soul third, and finally into the unity consciousness. As we evolve through these stations, then we see that this is the ascension. This is the great awakening. I want to tell you all how much I treasure you. The friendships that I'm making on the internet are beautiful and so enriching for me. If you have questions or you'd like to reach out to me, let's be friends on Facebook at www.facebook.com/therevolutionofevolution. I love you all.